Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Kirch's Corner. We got a lot to talk about, and most of it is not good, right? As I'm sure we all know, bad stuff happened today. The Packers are no longer undefeated. We're off of cloud nine. The ship is sailing in a different direction, maybe at a different speed, you could say. That was bad. That was really bad. Obviously, I'm recording this day before uploading tomorrow morning. So this is not long after. I had to give myself some time to cool down because what in the world was that, right? So much to unpack there. Really disappointing loss. I mean, what more can you really say? I don't think the Packers deserve to win that game. I absolutely do not believe they did enough to win the game, and that's honestly just why they didn't. And we can just take a look at it. I mean, 10 points is not going to win you a game. I don't think there's many concerns with the defense right now. I mean, they gave up 13 points, and, you know, a lot of that really was not their fault. They got put into bad positions, and they end up losing. And a lot of that is going to fall on this offense that just completely fell flat throughout the entire game. Jordan Love threw a pretty bad interception that really helped turn the game around for the Browns, I'd say. Um, he got sacked 5 times. He was under a lot of pressure. Under 200 yards through 1 touchdown. I believe at one point he was 16 for 19 on throwing before he took a bad sack. And after that, he only completed 2 more passes. That train fell off. Josh Jacobs had 1.9 yards per carry. It's been a year for him of just getting carries and really not being able to go anywhere. His longest run of the day was 7 yards, and obviously that doesn't help you out. Emmanuel Wilson did much better, and I mean, at least Josh Jacobs, he did have a good day receiving, I'd say. He was leading receiver with 5 catches, had 44 yards, 9 targets, surprisingly. So, and he got missed on a lot of throws by Jordan Love. Just easy, short throws. Love missed him, but he stopped missing Matthew Golden, who had his best game of his career so far. 4 catches, 52 yards, 13 yards per reception, longest being 34. He only had 4 targets. So instead of missing him, he connected every time. Tucker Kraft did all right. Romeo Doubs had a few catches. The lone touchdown of the day went to John Fitzpatrick, who was ultimately the highest graded PFF player for the Packers. I mean, and you look at everything else. Judkins for the Browns, he had a great game. Other than that, Harold Fannin Jr., he had a good game as well. What else do you even talk about? Rashawn Gary did well. He had 2 sacks. Micah Parsons did not record a sack, but obviously made a difference. Other than at the end of the game when he, gave up an offsides call that put the Browns in better field position. I mean, obviously he's going to make an impact, but it was not enough today, I guess you could say. But again, the defense, I don't have many problems with them right now. There's just so much that fell apart in this game. Jordan Love throwing that interception was just silly. I know it's been a long streak for him without throwing an interception. That one was just bad. I mean, you can't even sugarcoat that. That was a bad throw. That was a bad decision. And he paid for it. That's a throw that if you want to be a franchise guy, you can't make those stupid throws. And that was a stupid throw. There's no way around that. He can't make those throws anymore. Obviously, just not the right play. Had Tucker Kraft open, completely missed him. He didn't make a read. He assumed the read was going to happen, which is a big problem. And I mean, that sets up the Browns in good field position. I had a feeling the entire time. This is my big issue with the game today is that Matt LaFleur is too conservative. Accidentally hit my mic. Matt LaFleur is too conservative when it comes to these late game situations throughout the entire game. Doesn't matter. He needs to change something. Obviously, this is not working in the Packers' favor very often. First 2 weeks, right? And I said this last time that these games were not as close as the box score said. And that's because the Packers, even if they don't have a big lead, they get complacent. They kind of let off the gas and kind of just watch the game go by and hope that nothing bad happens. Well, that was a prime example today of how that goes wrong, right? So we wait till the last second to put together a good drive. Took us 2 plays to get down the field. And from there, ran the ball 3 straight times in a row. What else did you expect? They didn't want to go for the end zone. They wanted to settle for a field goal, which is never guaranteed anyways, right? 3 runs with Josh Jacobs, one of which he fumbled. Thankfully, he recovered it, but at that point, this is not going to go your way. The Packers did not do enough to win. I saw Brandon McManus walk out for that field goal, and I knew we weren't going to make that field goal. He would miss it. It would get blocked. And sure enough, it did get blocked. And they were lucky it didn't get returned for a touchdown. Honestly, no. They were unlucky that it didn't. They had no time left, and they just let the Browns get whatever they want after that. It's just horrible play. We get that far down the field. Sure, you can say it's not bad to take a field goal there, but they had time. They could have ran at least something other than basically asking Josh Jacobs to take 3 kneel downs just so he can kick a field goal, and it doesn't go our way. That's just not how you win a game. You can't be so conservative the entire time and expect that to go right for you. I mean, it's actually stressing me out because this is something that Matt LaFleur loves to do no matter what. He's conservative, complacent, and I just can't stand it. And that's a big reason why we lost that game. Sure enough, I mean, in going back on the defensive side, just Micah Parsons offsides. Give him 5 more yards. And then somehow, some way, I still don't understand how the Browns clocked that ball after that short route over the middle to David Njoku. I have no idea. Even the commentators were like, there's no possible way they can throw across the middle and have enough time to spike it and kick a field goal. And sure enough, they did. And 55 yards, yeah, that's a really hard kick to make. But what do you expect? I mean, this is a team that's riled up to play, at home. And obviously, they embarrassed the Packers. That's coming down from cloud 9. Now, am I going to overreact too much? I'm trying not to. But Matt LaFleur is really worrying me right now. Additionally, with how undisciplined this offensive line can be at times, it really kind of throws you for a loop, right? I mean, the Browns just played better. The Packers had 14 penalties, and that is just unacceptable. I get that there's some turnover on the offensive line right now, and they're not exactly healthy, but how many false starts can you have? How many holdings? How many pass interference calls? I mean, this was something that I was talking about in preseason that I was worried about. And it seems that once we hit the road, okay, let's be real here. Nobody hits the road to Cleveland and is so intimidated to play the Browns at home. Come on. Like, sure, you can say you have a little boost playing at Lambeau with all your fans, all the hype. All that energy was out the window in Cleveland. Not a single stretch of it. Everybody just looked off the mark. Nothing was right, and they paid for it. Obviously, this is not the end of the season, but that's a bad loss. This is one of the worst losses in recent memory for the Packers in the regular season. They should not have lost this game. They should not have scored 10 points, not even 13. They should have scored much more than that. I don't care if they gave up 13 to the Browns. If you want to be a playoff Super Bowl team, you have to score more than 10 points on the Cleveland Browns, even if you're on the road. That's just a simple fact of life and something they've got to fix before they play the Cowboys. I mean, that is unacceptable and worrying. Is it something that I'm going to make ultimate decisions about? No. We still beat the Commanders and the Lions first 2 games. Obviously, if you have to drop one of those games, you'd like it to be the Browns when you take 2 big wins, but then you take a really bad loss. I mean, that's going to drop, a lot of momentum, but I think they just have to take this as a wake-up call. That was embarrassing. I think there's a lot they need to work on, and ultimately, it's only, I think there's a lot of room to improve, but there's also a lot of room to crash and burn, and I'm not a big fan of it. That was just not good. looking ahead, I'm eating my words right now. I made predictions that we might go 8-0, 9-0. I didn't think we were going to lose any of these games, let alone the one to the Browns. I mean, that was pretty much a guarantee. So we take two big wins against two really good teams, and we drop one to one of the worst teams in the NFL. Which honestly, I don't even agree with that statement anymore. I think they look pretty solid. If they had a good quarterback at the helm, other than Joe Flacco, great respect to him, but if they have a really good quarterback back there, I think they would be much better than they are. Their defense is good. They were playing on fire today. They've got good weapons. I mean, there's only so much you can do if you're not a great team. The Packers are trying to be a great team. They're trying to flip that switch. Matt LaFleur's got to lead that way. And I don't want to really waste any more breath on that. I think that's most of what I have to say. The Packers didn't deserve it. They didn't earn it, and they didn't get it, ultimately, and that's what you have to live with. So first loss of the season is a bad one, but there's room to improve. Then, honestly, it's time to talk about the Brewers. I've been giving them less spotlight recently, but hey, it's time. They lost to the Cardinals today, which is kind of funny because they clinched the NL Central, their clinched playoffs division. That's always great to see. Brandon Woodruff did get placed on the injured list, which I don't like. Hopefully he can heal up for the playoffs. But playoffs fast approaching, feeling good, feeling excited. Obviously not nearly the team they were mid-season when they were winning probably, 30 out of 30 games pretty much. But I think, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do in the playoffs. We got about a week left of games, and I'm going to try to do a whole playoff preview. Looking to have a special guest on for that. And yeah, great time. I mean, it's funny that they lost and clinched the NL Central. No team in Wisconsin won today. What do you do? But hey, they made the playoffs. They clinched the division. What more can you ask, right? That's pretty awesome. And that makes me excited for the playoffs. So while, it sucks that the Packers lost today, and they should not have lost, but looking at the positives, they can improve. That if anything, maybe they got their errors out of the way now. It was a wake up call. And hey, look in Milwaukee, the Brewers just won the division again, and they're on a great streak of that. So that's really great. And playoffs approaching, how exciting! It's a sad day for Wisconsin fans, but I think it's looking up. Right, we still have a great football team that's going to learn from this, hopefully. And after that, Brewers in the playoffs, how fun, right? So don't get too down in the dumps like I was for a bit, but that's about all I've got for you this week. I may do a Cowboys preview as well for that primetime game. On my ticker, I said 1-2 because they're losing to the Bears right now. If they lose to the Bears, I don't think we should lose to them, but I don't think we should lose to them anyways. All I've got for you, I've got it 1-2 right now. Could be 2-1. Who knows? Might do a preview for that, and hopefully doing a preview for the MLB playoffs soon once seedings are finalized and we know what's going to happen. Okay, so with that being said, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, everybody. As always, it's been great, even if it's a bad game today, but thank you for watching. As always, I've been Lucas Kirchner here on Kirch's Corner, and we'll see you next time.